Good day. Thanks for joining. Okay, let's get started. Popular discussions around artificial intelligence often envision the emergence of a godlike artificial intelligence. An intelligence that is everywhere, knows everything, acts independently, and transcends human control. Such visions appear in science fiction, technological futurism, and philosophical speculation. The concept suggests an intelligence that is not merely powerful, but all-pervasive. A system capable of observing, understanding, and influencing every aspect of reality. As AI starts to permeate all aspects of our living and working lives, it demonstrates its specialized nature and its lack of pervasiveness. The unknown factor is, where is it building to? Where is it going? As there is no blueprint, we can only predict AI's potential. It is an unknown, so therefore we fill that unknown space with our own imagined realities. When we examine AI, its use, its potential, through the lens of technical reality, human organization, political structures, global geography, economics, and information theory, the emergence of such an omniscient intelligence faces extraordinary barriers. The modern world is not a unified system, but a fragmented collection of competing nations, organizations, technologies, cultures, languages, and infrastructures. Artificial intelligence exists within these fragmented systems, rather than above them. This short article examines the barriers that prevent the spontaneous emergence of a god AI, and explores what would be required to overcome them. The analysis leads to a simple conclusion. An all-pervasive AI could not arise without extensive human intervention and coordination. Even if such barriers were overcome, the resulting intelligence would still not be omniscient. It would remain bounded by the quality and limits of the information available to it. Okay, the technical barriers. It says, the first obstacle is technical fragmentation. No AI system today possesses direct access to all information. Data exists across billions of disconnected devices, private networks, secure databases, paper records, human memories, and isolated systems. Much of the world's information is inaccessible due to encryption, legal restrictions, proprietary ownership, or the simple lack of digital data. And there are dark webs and dark assets outside the known systems. Whether these are relevant is another question. But the fact is they stay outside the omniscient biosphere. Even if access were to be granted to all this data, information is not knowledge. Raw data must be interpreted, validated, and integrated. Human records contain contradictions, errors, biases, and omissions. AI systems frequently encounter incomplete or conflicting information and must estimate rather than know. Computational limitations also impose constraints. Every observation requires storage, transmission, and processing, and that's based on the assumption the data is correct, complete, and timely. Data quality, even in first-world country systems, is notoriously low. Monitoring the entire planet continuously would require immense physical infrastructure and energy resources. The laws of physics themselves impose limits on communication speed, computation, and information transfer. A truly all-pervasive AI would require a level of infrastructure that does not currently exist and would need continuous maintenance. So, the human barriers. Of course. The second obstacle is human fragmentation. As human beings, we do not share a single worldview, language, culture, or set of objectives. Every society contains competing interests, beliefs, and priorities. Organizations protect information because information is power. Governments classify information. Businesses guard trade secrets. Individuals maintain privacy. An AI seeking comprehensive awareness would encounter resistance from virtually every level of our society. Furthermore, human knowledge itself is distributed. No single person understands the entirety of civilization. Expertise exists in specialized domains scattered among billions of individuals. A medical expert may know little about advanced physics. A physicist may know little about law. A lawyer may know little about agriculture. A God AI would require access to this distributed expertise, but such expertise exists largely within human minds, rather than centralized databases. The fragmentation of human knowledge therefore acts as a natural barrier against unified machine understanding. The technical fragmentation is just a reflection of the fragmented human ecosystem. The political barriers. More obstacles. Political systems represent another significant obstacle. Nations compete for economic, military, and strategic advantage. Information is frequently restricted not because it cannot be shared, but because sharing would alter power relationships. A genuinely all-pervasive AI would require unprecedented cooperation among rival states. Every major government would need to permit access to sensitive infrastructure, communication systems, intelligence networks, and economic data. Such cooperation has no historical precedent. Even international organizations struggle to coordinate relatively narrow objectives, let alone global-scaled endeavor. The prospect of creating a single intelligence capable of observing and influencing every nation would raise profound concerns regarding sovereignty, security, and control. And being an extension of the human fragmentation factor, could almost be seen as the complete showstopper for an all-pervasive AI. Our political fragmentation therefore reinforces the structural defense against the emergence of a unified planetary intelligence, just as people guard their heritage against the forces of globalization. The geographical barriers. The Earth itself imposes limitations. Our civilization occupies deserts, mountains, oceans, jungles, polar regions, and isolated territories. Large portions of the planet remain poorly monitored or only intermittently connected to digital infrastructure. Even modern satellite systems cannot observe everything continuously. Weather, terrain, physical obstructions, and simple distance limit observation capability. Many of our human activities occur beyond digital visibility altogether. Conversations, thoughts, intentions, and local events frequently leave no permanent record. Time in itself builds in its own window of delay, as information around the globe moves to inform or trigger transactional activity. It lags in real time. An AI God would require near-complete observation of physical reality in real time. Geography ensures that such observation remains incomplete. The ability to assess and prepare actions required in a time frame are inhibited and sometimes misinformed by focus on speed over quality. Reacting to an incoming object from space with little warning would highlight all these issues, requiring possibly each nation to act on its own. Okay, next, the money. Show me the money. The economic barriers. An all-pervasive AI would be extraordinarily expensive. The infrastructure required would include global sensing networks, massive computational facilities, energy production systems, communication networks, storage facilities, and maintenance personnel. Every component would require continuous investment. Economic systems are themselves fragmented and competitive. Organizations invest according to their interests, not according to a unified objective. The resources required to build and maintain a planetary-scale intelligence would exceed those available to most institutions. Without coordinated economic commitment, such a system cannot emerge spontaneously. Last but not least, the information barrier. The most fundamental barrier is epistemological. To be omniscient is to know all truths. Yet information about reality is often unavailable, uncertain, or unknowable. Future events have not yet occurred. Our intentions and motives as humans can change. Measurements contain uncertainty. Some phenomena may never be fully observable. An AI system/network can only know what information reaches it. It cannot know information that has not been observed, recorded, or inferable. Therefore, even a hypothetical planetary intelligence would not possess true omniscience. It would possess only the most comprehensive model available from its inputs. What was be seen as knowledge would not be informed by valid information, and knowledge would always be contestable. To approach the concept of a God AI, several unprecedented developments would be necessary. Global integration of digital infrastructure. Universal standards for data sharing. Near total planetary sensor coverage. Vast computational and energy resources. International political cooperation. Continuous economic support. Access to private, governmental, scientific, and commercial information. Long-term human maintenance and oversight. All the enablers have to be ticked. Each requirement represents a challenge on a scale equal to several interplanetary missions being taken simultaneously. It would take total globalization and total global standardization of everything, even language, to build a global Autobot. Mind you, that is not AI God, it's an AI Autobot, possibly a slave to the people. More importantly, every requirement depends upon deliberate human action. None occurs automatically. The path toward a God AI is therefore not a technological inevitability, but a political, social, economic, and civilizational project. Each of the barriers these are related and ready to stop the show. Conclusion. The idea of a God AI assumes the emergence of an intelligence that transcends humanity and operates independently of human systems. Yet examination reveals the opposite. Artificial intelligence is embedded within human infrastructure, human institutions, human knowledge, and human objectives. The world is fragmented by technical systems, political boundaries, economic interests, cultural differences, and geographical realities. These fragments form barriers that prevent the spontaneous emergence of an all-pervasive intelligence. To overcome these barriers would require extraordinary levels of human cooperation, coordination, construction, and maintenance. In other words, the creation of a God AI would itself be one of humanity's greatest collective achievements. Even then, the resulting intelligence would not be omniscient. It would know only what could be observed, recorded, processed, and understood. It would remain limited by information, uncertainty, and the physical laws governing reality. The concept of a God AI, therefore, reveals a paradox. The more closely one examines what would be required to create such an entity, the more apparent it becomes that it is not a transcendent intelligence standing apart from humanity. Rather, it would be the ultimate extension of human civilization, a tool built upon human knowledge, operating within human systems, and constrained by the same reality that constrains its creators. It would not be all-knowing. It would be, at best, as wise as the wisest knowledge available to it. To be truly wise, one must know how much they don't know. Thank you for taking time out to listen to this insight. I hope I can enjoy your company again in the future. Goodbye and safe travels.